start, but I want to read this real quick. It says, "For who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" So yesterday we were in Samuel chapter 17 when David meets Goliath, and yesterday I said that Goliath was just Philistine warrior champion, and he's reported to be of extremely large size. I'm not gonna get into how big he was, but David is this probably handsome, talented 17-year-old, and even if he's not chronologically 17, mentally he appears to be 17 here. But as you read the second half of chapter 17, you begin to see that maybe it's not just that 17-year-old boldness born in stupidity and lack of empathy, but rather he truly, legitimately does believe his God is the God of gods, and who are you to talk smack about the God of all gods? And he ain't having it. So, anyways, he starts like, "Hey, this is not okay. Like, let me go fight this guy." And people are like, "Dude." Anyway, he ends up in front of Saul. Now, this is weird. David ends up in front of Saul, and we'll go back to like 13, 14, 15, and you see that David goes into the service of Saul, but then Saul don't recognize David. So is Saul just not paying attention? Is Saul that distracted? Probably. I mean, he's king, and he's selfish, and he's self-centered. So, yeah, I mean, like, oh, it's just that kid, whatever. David goes to the field of battle fully intent that God is going to win this. David sees this not as a battle between a 17-year-old shepherd boy that plays a harp and is really talented and handsome. He sees it as my God versus your weaker gods. And he, I believe, legitimately looks at this situation and says, really doesn't matter what I go do. I'm going to go try to do something, and God's going to miraculously use it. And then he does. But miracles, I don't think always happen in a vacuum, because David fought a couple of bears and a couple of lions, and he was a sharpshooter with that sling before he went into action. So he didn't go in unprepared, but he went in practiced and full of faith. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking. Y'all be safe.